She's cute, she's funny, she loves to talk. And this is her show you're about to watch. Madison, that's her name, Madison. Madison, the Madison Show's about to begin.
And we're live. Hi, this is Casey Kassal. Casey, introduce yourself. Tell us a fun fact, where you're from.
Hello, my name is Casey Kassal. I am from the lovely town of Flower Mound, Texas. And a fun fact, I know how to make balloon animals.
That's really cool. When did you learn how to make balloon animals?
The third grade. Somebody else can make balloon animals, and I was jealous. So I taught myself.
You had to figure that out. What's your favorite animal to make as a balloon animal?
I personally love to make a giraffe. Their long neck just really pleases me.
Yeah, okay. Makes sense. Okay, so obviously you're the first guest on the Madison.
Can I just say that I am honored to be here?
I'm honored that you agreed to be here. Casey is also the writer of our beautiful theme song, The Madison Show. Okay, so you write music, you sing music fantastically. Tell us about your album. You know, you have a new album out. Give everyone the title, inspo. I want to know all about it.
A little promo. Okay. My stage name is Casey Star. The letters KC Star. Because there's Casey and then there's KC Star. So yes, I have released 2 EPs. The first one was called Colors. The second one was called Changes. They're available on all streaming services, so you can let your little ears be blessed.
Absolutely.
I write music. I'm working on another EP and another album because I don't stop. But yes.
What was like your inspiration for each album? Kind of what like went into making it? Do you have equipment at home? Like how did this all happen?
Well, when you're famous, I have just always I love pop music, and I was like, I'm gonna be a pop star one day. So I'm making it happen. My first one, I have a microphone that I bought at Best Buy. It was really expensive, $300, but I sweet talked the guy and got it for $100 because that is pretty privileged.
Entrepreneur.
And so it just plugs into my computer, and then I use Logic Pro, which is fancy GarageBand. But yeah, that's how I record. The first EP, Colors, it came about, I had written several songs, and to me they all represented a specific color. I was like, oh, this song is red, this song is, and so I put them all together. And so there's 6 songs on the EP, and they all represent a different color in my mind. Hopefully that comes across as well. But yes, so that was the first one, and it was just about the colors of life. The second one is called Changes. I released that in January with the new year, change of year. Yeah. But it is just, each song on that one kind of addresses change. And so there's songs about breakups, even though I've never been in the relationship. There's songs about change in how you, in your perception of yourself and your self-esteem. There's change in self-worth, and so it's just a bunch of different things about different types of change.
And who is I mean, I know the answer to this question, but who are some of your inspirations musically, artistically, creatively, all that jazz?
Well, I don't know. I guess I would have to say number 1 is Miss Kesha Rose.
Did you know Kesha and I have the same middle name?
Wait, really?
Yeah, Rose.
Wait, I love that. That is so fun. Yeah. That's your fun fact from now on. Yeah, been a Kesha fan, an animal since day 1.
Really?
Yes, I've seen her in concert 3 times. I had tickets to go see her concert in May, but it got canceled because of Corona. But big fan, love her, love everything she stands for, love the music, love the life that she lives, baby.
If you could meet Kesha, what would you tell her?
Literally, I don't even know. I would probably just have to like.
You're given one sentence. That's it. Just one.
One sentence. I would just say thank you.
Okay.
That's all.
Thank you.
Thank you, love you, mwah. And then we would give a big
Dream
kiss
my
and a
mouth
hug.
up.
No, that would be my sentence. Would you like to collaborate?
Okay, I have a controversial question here.
I'm afraid.
Are you a TikTok fan? Yes or no? And why?
Okay. Here's the
I
deal.
think this is gonna get a rise out of the people. We have to know.
TikTok, the song "The Day Be Single" by Kesha. Yes. I don't hate TikTok.
Okay.
There are some people who are like, ew, like I don't hate it. I don't really get on it. Actually, okay, me and Rebecca, when it like first became really popular at like the beginning of the school year, me and Rebecca would spend every day after lunch, we would like scarf down our food and then run to my room so that we could make TikToks. We were like obsessed. We would just spend hours like making and scrolling. And then I kind of just like forgot about it. But actually this week I've been so bored that I like opened it back up again and I'm like, these people are funny. Like some of the comedy on there, like
Yeah.
that is good stuff.
It is. It's the. I don't want to say it's the new Vine because obviously Vine was precious.
But it kind of is.
But you know, I thoroughly enjoy it, and I will tell you that I've noticed that my attention span for like YouTube videos and like short like little videos or like movies on the internet has gotten so bad because I get instant gratification of like funniness in TikTok videos, which are what 20 seconds, you know?
Yes.
And so
Yeah.
I can't watch a full video anymore.
You're like, when is just give me the funny stuff.
Just get to the climax. Okay, so we answered that question. Gotta love TikTok.
Yes.
And then, okay, so obviously there's a world pandemic going on right now. Everyone is, you know, in their homes, stuck. So what are some things that you are doing right now to get through it, to spark creativity, to enjoy yourself a little bit?
Okay, here's the deal. I think of myself as quite a little introverted homebody. And so this is basically just like another summer for me. I mean, it kind of is weird because like the rest of my family is here all the time, which can like be a lot.
Yeah.
And they just like keep like complaining about like, when is this gonna end? And I'm like, I'm doing fine. I have just been sitting here playing Animal Crossing, writing songs, doing classwork. It hasn't been that bad. Sometimes
Okay.
I mean, the weather has been kind of nice too. So like going outside, playing with my dog, you know, I wish we had like a pool. Oh, he's a mutt. We got him from he's a rescue dog. His name's Lecky.
Cute.
But yeah, I just do my own thing.
You're doing your own thing.
Yeah,
Right.
not going out because people that are going out are messing it up
Yes.
for everybody.
Agreed.
Stay inside.
You're doing great. Okay, so you play Animal Crossing.
Yes.
You like the new Animal Crossing. I'm not an Animal Crossing person, but I've just
Madison.
Twitter has been exploding with Animal Crossing right now.
I have been an Animal Crossing. I had the first original Animal Crossing game on the GameCube, and I've had all the ones since. And let me just tell you, this game is a godsend.
Yeah.
Honestly, quarantine would be a lot worse if I didn't have it.
Yeah. Understandable.
It's on the Nintendo Switch, which I did not own, but then I heard that the Animal Crossing game was coming out on the Switch. So for Christmas, I was like, someone get me a Switch. Like, that's what I want for Christmas so that I can have it when the Animal Crossing game comes out.
So you're like a big fan.
Yes.
Okay. And do you think that this has been the best Animal Crossing game thus far, or no?
Yes and no. I think that the gameplay, very good. I don't know if I love the whole idea of like, because this one, it's like you're on a deserted island and you make it your home. And I just kind of miss like being like a town, like on dry land. But like I can vibe with the island and it's fun because it's like summer.
So obviously you're an acting major, you're an artist. one of
You
those.
could say that.
I know there's been like a lot of people talking about whether or not this should be a time for like creativity and like work and getting stuff done and producing, but it's also, there's the conversation going about it also being a time for rest, a time for rejuvenation. So what are your thoughts on that?
I agree. At first, I was like all on the yes, yes, like you finally have time, create, create. But now I'm just kind of like, but also just like breathe. Like it's nice to like have a break and
Mhm.
like have like, because like sometimes, it's like, oh, it's the weekend and I'm going to take a break and you like feel guilty because you have a million things to be doing. But like now it's like there's literally nothing going on. Like, so just like embrace it while you can.
Yeah.
Because then once this is over and everything ramps back up, and I think that's the problem, is just we live in a society where everything is just go, go, go all the time. And so
Mhm.
now even though everything's shut down, everybody's still like, we need to go, go, go. And I'm like, girl, you don't.
I
Have
know,
the
especially
breaks.
because knowing that once this is over, like everything's gonna be back and like better than ever and like ramping up times 10 because everyone's like, we gotta make up for this, you know what I mean? Um,
Yes.
yeah, right now, I agree. I agree with that statement.
So get the rest while you can. But
Yes,
like if you feel inspired to create, go ahead. But don't feel like pressured
passion
to
too.
do that.
Yeah, makes sense. And speaking of creativity, you just directed a show at Oklahoma City University.
Yeah, I did.
Anything new?
Yes. Anything new?
Tell me a little bit about that, how you picked the show. Pause, there's a fly. Um, okay, tell me a little bit about that, how you picked the show, why you picked the show, what the process was like, all that good stuff.
Okay, so I am a directing minor. So
Mhm.
I'm taking directing classes right now. Um and so I was like I want to submit to Out of the Box, but I was going to wait. I was like I'll wait until like junior year. Um but then I went and saw John Proctor is the Villain, directed by Lisi Levy in the fall semester, and I was like, wait, like for some reason it just really inspired me. I was like I want to do that. And it inspired me not only to submit to Out of the Box, but it was a play that she found on the New Play Exchange, so it was a new work. Um, and so after I saw that show, I went home and I bought myself a subscription to New Play Exchange, which everyone should do while you have your free time. Read some plays.
Yeah.
Um, and then I literally stayed up until like 5 a.m. just reading play after play until I found anything new. And I was like, this is the one. Like, this is the one I want to do. Um, and so I literally submitted like the Out of the Box application like the night before the deadline because I was like, I'm not going to do it. And then all of a sudden I was like, you know what? Yes, I am. And then I got chosen, which I really didn't think I was going to get chosen.
Yeah.
And it happened and it was so much fun and I loved it. And I'm glad I didn't like wait. I don't know why. I was like, I need to wait until like I'm done with all my directing classes and I like know what I'm doing. But like, just like throwing yourself in it was more educational than the classes.
Yeah. And like how would you say that experience was for you, like directing wise? Was that something that have you ever directed before? Was this like totally new for you?
This was the first time I had ever directed.
Yeah.
And so it was like I was kind of really scared and didn't and I was afraid I didn't know what I was doing, but like I did. And I just kind of had to let go of like the voices in my head and be like, you know what you're doing. Just like let it happen.
Uh-huh.
Um and I just got so lucky to have literally the most amazing cast ever. The
Yeah.
best cast I could have asked for. Um, and they just made the process so much fun. And then my stage manager and my assistant director and my assistant director, Deanna, they just made the whole process great.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I know that like a lot of directors have like not mantras, but just like as a way of like directing or kind of, things that they like to incorporate. So is there anything like specific as a director that you kind of found a knack for or like
The thing that I found myself doing that I didn't really realize until the end, and I was like, oh, that's what I was doing, is that because like I'm coming from an actor background to being a director,
yes.
and because it was like this educational like school setting, like it was a college production, and like we're all like taking the same classes and stuff, I found myself unconsciously like pull like when we would do exercises in class, it was like or in rehearsal, it would be stuff that I was pulling from like classes that I'd been in.
Yeah.
And like I was doing a bunch of like vocal prod, Kate Brennan stuff. And then I was just doing like classic acting exercises. And so I think that's what kind of happened with me, is that like, because it was kind of like a universal thing, because it's like we all like, even if we haven't taken the classes yet, like everyone knows like, oh, vocal prod and like all this stuff.
Yeah.
And so I felt like I was kind of pulling from all the different professors and directors that we all work with all the time, and kind of morphing it into one big thing that worked for the show.
Obviously the show has like a lot of hard-hitting topics, and it's a lot like, you know, as an actor and as a director and as an audience member. So how did you go about dealing with that? Was it a lot of like research for you, or was it more like collaborative?
I definitely did a lot of research before the rehearsal process started.
Uh-huh.
And then I kind of just laid out, I was like, so this is like what I have found and what I'm thinking. And then everyone just kind of took it and ran with it. And it was really great, especially Grant Wilson, that man.
Yes.
He had to play a character that was addicted to cocaine and had an overdose in the show,
Yeah.
which is like wild. And I wouldn't even know where to like start with that. I didn't because I was like, I don't like, number one, like I don't know anything about drugs, let alone cocaine and overdosing on it. And so I was like, I don't know what to and so I like kind of came to him right off the bat, and I was just honest with him. I was like, I don't like, I'm still trying to do research, like I don't know exactly what this is, like how we're gonna get there or what it even needs to look like.
Yeah.
But he brought in some things, and we kind of played around, like we played around with like playing from the inside out and the outside in. And what helped him the most was doing it from like the outside in. Because one day when we were rehearsing, I was like, okay, before you come in for this scene where you're supposed to be literally overdosing, I want you to go out and run up and down the 3 flights of stairs like 10 times. And so he did. And then he came in and he was like, it just clicked. Like that was it for me. And so like the fit we found, kind of what worked for him was the physical thing, and kind of ran with that.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's so cool. The show is absolutely incredible, like beautiful.
Thank you. I'm so happy with it.
Well, congratulations on your beautiful, beautiful show.
Thank you.
Do you think that you like can see yourself submitting to stage 2 or continuing directing?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's so cool. Oh, here's a fun one. Okay, give me some of your guilty pleasure shows, foods, songs. Literally anything. I just want to know what your guilty pleasures are.
Okay, this is always my go-to guilty. I don't tell many people this, but it always is in my head when people say, "What's your guilty pleasure?" This is what I want to say, but I don't because I'm kind of embarrassed. Like obviously, like we talked about, like I love pop music, like that. Like pop music is my ish.
Yeah.
And I'm not a country music fan, but
I love country music, so whatever you say right now, I'm probably gonna love it.
I don't listen to any country music except for Sugarland.
Oh, okay.
And I couldn't tell you why. When I was like a little kid and their first album like came out, my grandma, for some reason, bought it, and she would play it in the car all the time. And like we knew all the words and we would sing it together. And then so she would buy every album and I would like just listen to them with her. And then I like grew up and started like listening to music, you know, like Spotify or like whatever. And so then I like I know every single word to every single Sugarland song. Like I don't know any other country music and I don't listen to it, but like Sugarland, when that comes on, I am dancing my butt off.
Okay, so that's a guilty pleasure for you.
That's my guilty pleasure, Sugarland.
And what, like, is there a specific song or?
I mean, the classic Stuck Like Glue, like that, like I will always shake my hips to that.
Yeah, that's like me with Shania Twain. Love that girl.
Hey, that's like, I feel like I need to get more into, like I want to get into Shania and Dolly, and like I feel like the women of country music.
You
like,
would love the Dixie Chicks. That's my recommendation right there. They have a new song out. Go listen.
I have seen everybody posting about it, and I haven't listened to it. That's what I'll do. That's how I'll spend my quarantine.
Just learn the lyrics to that song.
Yes.
Oh my God, I love it. If you could live in any part of the United States, or not, or out of the country, anywhere. Where do you think the like choice would be?
I don't know.
Just like an enjoyable spot for you.
I get torn between like the city and like the country. You know what I'm saying? Like I could seem like I feel like I'm like a city boy at heart. Like I feel like New York City like would be my vibe.
Yeah.
But also like I could like lounge on the beach in LA or some, you know.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I feel like I could do either. And so that's like the constant battle in my head. I'm like, do I belong in the city or in the sand?
Well, maybe you find like a best of both worlds kind of a
You're
match,
right.
you know?
You're right.
I feel like California could be that for you. You got the city.
I agree. You got the city and the ocean.
Yeah. And then like
I do love
Francisco.
San Francisco is my favorite place on earth.
Have you been there before?
One time and
I was there one time too.
I want to go back.
It was perfect.
Okay, funny story.
Okay.
So we went to San Francisco like 4 or 5 years ago, like as a family. And then my great cousin she got engaged over the summer, and so their wedding is, well, it was supposed to be in San Francisco, but the whole virus thing kind of, but so it was supposed to be in San Francisco, and I have mentioned several times, I was like, oh, I'm so excited for your wedding, and I love San Francisco, like that's my favorite place on earth. And guess who didn't receive an invite? Me. And then I mean like the whole thing like got canceled and they just like
Sees this.
I am afraid I shouldn't have name dropped. But then like the whole virus thing happened and so they just got like a bleep.
Yeah, I'll put like a dolphin sound or something over the
Yes, I love that would be, if I could live anywhere, it would be San Francisco.
I love that. And the first thing that you're gonna do when you get out of quarantine is
see my friends. Like all my two best friends that go to different they go to different colleges and I don't see them except like in the summer. Like we're all home and like 5 minutes away, but like we can't see each other. And that makes me upset. My best friend is also a huge Kesha fan, and Kesha's album came out in January and we have not seen each other since. So like we have not listened to the new Kesha album together, and that is a hate crime.
That is a hate crime. Maybe you can do it like over
It's just not the same, girl, and you know it.
I know it's not the same. Sorry about that one. Okay, 2 more questions.
Yes.
So like, were you always planning to go to school for theater? Did you do theater in high school? How did you?
I did
like what was
theater in high school, and middle school. It started I did, so like growing up, my brother is like an athlete. He like plays baseball, all that jazz. And so like, I like tried out like all the sports, you know. I played tennis for a while.
I can see that for you.
I did like swimming for a little bit, and then I did gymnastics for a really long time. And I like got pretty good at it, and they were like, so do you want to like join like a team and be like, do this like competitively? And I was like, no. And then I quit altogether. And I like, my whole like theater thing started in 3rd grade. In like elementary school, we had like the rotations where we did like theater, music, science, you know, like all that jazz. And so the theater teacher in my elementary school did like this camp during the summer, like a 1-week camp where you like put on like a little show. And she was like, you should like do it this summer. And I was like, I don't know, like I'm also in elementary school, I was shy. Like I was the most shy person. I didn't talk to anyone. I know it's really weird, and so I was like, I don't know if I can do like theater, like talking in front of people. But anyway, I signed up for the camp and I did it and I had so much fun. The show was called Bebop with Aesop and I was Aesop.
Yes, you were.
And so then the theater that she rented out to do that camp, it was like a local community theater that I hadn't heard of. And so then once the camp ended, I started doing stuff there. And so like my first real show was High School Musical Junior, and I was Ryan. What else would you expect?
Wait, I did High School Musical and I was Rihanna. I was the girl version of Ryan.
Wait, we are so connected. And so then I just kind of kept doing stuff with the community theater. And then once middle school and high school came around, I did that. And then yeah,
Aw.
here we are.
Okay, last question before we go.
Okay.
What is a TV show that you are extremely passionate about, or movie, and that you would recommend to the Madison Show audiences right here, right now?
Oh, this is like big. This is
This is like
big,
your
important.
sign of approval right here.
Okay. I'm gonna do two. Sorry. One of them is over, and one of them is like currently still airing. And so I am was a big fan of Jane the Virgin. I started watching it, like they did like the first season and they put it on Netflix, and then the second season started. And so I like binged the whole first season on Netflix, and I was like, oh, like this is good. And so then like the rest of the seasons up until season 5, like I watched live every week, and like that show was so good. I know like a lot of people started hating on it like as it went on because it like got like kind of messy, but like I really enjoyed it
I love
and
Jane.
I loved the story.
Yeah, I
So
love
if you haven't watched that, I think it's all on Netflix now, so watch it. Okay, my second recommendation. This show, season 3 starting soon. Pose on FX. Have you watched?
I have not.
It is so good.
What's
It's
it about?
about it takes place in the 1980s, and it's about like ballroom culture, which is like the like LGBTQ community like would throw like these extravagant balls, and
Uh-huh.
like everyone would like dress up to the nines, and like they would have competitions, and it's like kind of similar to like RuPaul's Drag Race-esque thing, except like not drag.
Uh-huh.
Um and so it was like the first TV show to have like the most trans actors cast in lead roles. Like almost the entire cast is trans people playing trans people. And it's brilliant. Billy Porter is in it, and it's just
I love Billy Porter.
it's good.
Oh,
It's good.
okay. I'm adding that to my
And I
list.
think the first 2 seasons of that are on Netflix for sure. And the third one is coming soon.
Okay.
So catch up.
Yeah, I will be watching that.
It's good.
Okay.
It's good.
I love that. Okay, so wow, we really chatted. I love that. I've had so
Wait,
much fun.
time literally flew.
I've had so much fun.
Me too. I'm so
I-
glad you're doing this.
Oh, thank you. Is there anything that you want to say to the audience?
Love you. Keep breathing. We'll make it through this. Stream KC Star.
And tag Kesha.
If you're a real one. If you're a real friend.
Okay. Thank you for being on my show.
Thank you for having me. I love you. I can't wait to be able to give you a little hug again.